Okay. We have a game into Dory. Cool. She can be a bit fatiguey, so we need some potion in there, in my opinion, but not much. We also really want these sink belows in because they're gonna matter a lot for blocking some of her nonsense. I think we're going to just ditch the scours for this to keep the deck sort of tight at 62. 62 should be fine. A cool start. We like a bit of them one ring of roses. We've got a B. This because I want to keep the plough under because it gives us a better block on her first turn because it's earth cards into the graveyard and that's more important to me. There's a temptation to keep the scalding because it's blue and it gives us a good play for sure. Like there's a chance I don't draw a blue on turn one, but I think it's unlikely. I guess here is I'm blocking with these 2 3s. I'm playing the tilling without decomposing it and just living with that. Would use that rampant because honestly, do that much else. Yeah, it might end up being that I just have to throw a 5 block in front of blade swing. We don't know where we're going with this yet. We'll go again on this, right? Yeah, okay, so we might be trying something else here because we've got heartbeat. We can heartbeat and like double pitch maybe. Play this, we get good value from it. Not bad here. Actually works out really well for me. I've got a graveyard now, so this tilling becomes good. We're getting a 6 damage waning moon, so we got 9 value out of that hand. 3 cards, 9 value. You're basically trying to get 3 value out of every card as a baseline in Wizard. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Get an extra value for the Ring of Roses. Games in World War Life, it's paid for itself. Reasonable hand. Very, very keen to get this tilling played and start my decomposer. So, see where we're at. We don't mind being hit by Dawnblade. We mind being hit twice by Dawnblade. It's the simple description. They're going to have a good turn. Big and dominating. I think we're feeding them everything we can here. Round fix some stuff. I'll do that. Just sort of falls under it is what it is. Like, we just need to keep those counters off. They're going to be a problem. If I have to use all my equipment, I have to use all my equipment. But this is a huge hand for them. Nothing I can do. That is pretty much perfect, I think. The card draw lets them swing the Dawnblade again, so it's a really, really scary turn. It's like this is perfect. Basically, I think I'm now entering into a race, and I'm not sure I win that race. I can only block 5 of it. I can't stop it. It's the problem. It's turn wide dominate. What I'm going to do here, honestly, is I'm just going to switch to trying to run at them. It's not a plan I like. It's not what I want to be doing with my time. But this thing's going to get 3 counters no matter what I do, and I can't race after that. So I would rather take the 6 rather than blocking 3 of it. It's quite easy to win in most circumstances, I would say, for Verdance. She's good into it. Not when she draws that. Like, that is the perfect hand, I would say. Making it gain 3 counters in one turn is kind of just a win, I think. We'll see, but I don't think I'll be stopping them. All I can do here is run at them with this stuff, see if I can get them low before they finish absolutely rinsing me with the Dawnblade. And, honestly, I'm not gonna. I'll say it now. I'm pretty sure this is a game loss on this turn. Because they've got a 5-card hand to play into me. They've got a full suite of blocking. They can just eat 5 damage with their equipment, which is a lot. The only hope I've got is that they somehow fluff a hand and I can actually full block it. You never know. Because if I can reset this, we're great. But it's got 3 counters. I think with 3 counters, I will never reset it, and that means it's just incredibly efficient. Right? It's a 1 for 6. And it will keep growing is the other problem, because like full blocking it becomes nearly impossible because it's 6. As long as she can pump 1 damage every time, don't think we race it. Weird not having to think about the decomposers because you can't get the count back. I'm used to playing without the help. You've always got to you internalize the whole decompose in a good order thing, and we're now not doing that anymore. With good pressure, but as I say, I just don't think I can raise the fact that Dawnblade is going to do at least 12 a turn. Yeah, she can just mean, she's got a low hand size. I just don't think it's going to matter. We'll see. Maybe it will. I think she's right to be defending with cards. Quite good. The main problem I have here is that I really need to. No, I'm screwed. Pretty sure I'm screwed. We'll see. Yeah, I need to save this sink ideally. That would be my dream. This is the problem, right? I can put that in. Do another 7, I guess. Maybe they have messed this up. Like, I wish this was better. But having another blocking hand would make this, I think, actually really viable for you. Wow, okay. So we just got away with that. Turn. Oh, wow. But yeah, must have been a really bad hand. Do anything here? Temptation to throw the rampant growth in the bin as well, just to cycle the hand. Maybe I should have, but I was kind of hoping I'd draw into something, which I really haven't. Happy with that sink below living there. Big concern with burning through the rampants is that I know there's 2 healing potions in the deck, and I would kind of like to get some sort of use from them. This all kind of falls under we'll see. I think I should have cycled this and thinking on it a little more. I think I should have just accepted that I'd only have 1 rampant, but my main fault was like if I can get to this, if I can get to this twinning, I can cycle it with the waning moon, and then I have it in the late game if the game goes long. That's my ideal. Now at a point where I can sink it, and I will sink it because that preserves it for me, right? Gives me quite a good hand here as well. Like I don't care what happens with Dawnblade now. This would be perfect, right? Like we've I did line the numbers up somewhat, knowing that I could eat that if I needed to. Now I get to throw 6 and Arsenal a card, which is great. Completely back in control of this because this reset. If they'd not let that reset, and I'd say I don't know what the hand was, so I'm guessing they couldn't, it would have been a really different story. I'm getting 7 value out of these burn bears, which is really nice. Ponder gets a decent ponder. QD reacts in hand, which is really nice because hopefully we don't need to use one of them. The first one's a problem because I only get one chance at blocking this, really. Do the block 4 because we can, and then on the second on play to swing, we'll try and stop 6, and we'll see how we get. Again, there was this thought of, do I keep the shelter and use it so I can stop 7, which is potentially a good move, but it's so hard to know. I also considered, do I carapace, because then this Everbloom could be used to block 6 out of the equipment. But I really want to keep up this counter pressure. That's kind of the big thing. I have to keep swinging, or she will get more and more opportunities to sneak one through. So this is coming in for whatever it's coming in for. Try and stop it. We may as well. It's the end of my back skin. Fine. Slight downgrade there, I think, but yeah. It's there, yeah. And there's my try and decompose in a 3 here and get our ability online, because that's also going to matter in this. It does do a lot. So we get decompose, so that Everbloom now does stuff. It's more stuff. Important thing is that the bulk of the fridge is gone, so they've got another 3 block, but they have temper equipment, so they really only have 1 left on the tap to AV this card. If they don't, I get a double ping, which is efficient. Take 3 value from that card rather than it being an arsenal. I could have saved it and maybe Waning Moon of it next turn or something, but this is an extra ring ping, as we're going to call it. This all looks fine. Supremacy is good, but feel confident enough that I can stop this swing. The steel listenings one. Like to block all of that. What I could do a sink and hope that this turns into something, but that's a bad play in my opinion. I don't want to risk throwing that healing potion and getting something I can't use. That would be very awkward because I know I've got the block quite happily. That's worked out perfectly. So we get that into play. We get that into Arsenal. Gives us a really good follow up. Getting a D-React into the pocket, into Dorinthea, is really, really big. Because it gives you something to rip out into those dominates. It gives you something to rip out into her attack reactions. You know, you block efficiently, and if she does +3, you just throw the D-React out and go, that's a job well done, because I'm not letting her have a Dawnblade counter. I'm pretty confident I'm going to win now, to be honest. I was very unconfident when that thing hit 3 counters. But the second they were gone again, I was like, I think they've lost their only chance to bully me out of the game. Go for the sink below on this one because we're already kind of contributing a lot of block to it. Now the second one can just hit. I don't care about it now. It is the thing, and that's kind of how you play this out, right? And that's what I mean about like having a pocket D reactor so helpful because it's not even got go again, so it doesn't matter. But they can't do anything with it. That they're being inefficient with their hand because they're keeping cards, which is great. I'm in no rush to use this healing potion. I'm going to just leisurely throw a CNC at them because they're going to have to probably double block it to keep that card in their arsenal, I would think. If they don't, it's getting 9 value. We take 9 value. Yeah. This is great. That them basically not getting a turn is what we want. And on like 2 or 3 cards, it's kind of like, this is a bad hand. I can work with it, but it's a bad hand. Probably block 6 or something into a Dawnblade and then see where we're at. So to explain this, I'm overblocking this on purpose to just try and fend this off, and I just accept the 3 damage from the second hit. We're overblocking in the hope that they did not have basically this only card, like any other +3 doesn't work, and I just ignore the second Dawnblade hit. We kept, there's a temptation to keep the Enlightened Strike because you can swing for 7 with it. I want this felling for my arsenal big time, although I don't think I'm going to get to keep it now. We kept the fruits because we could throw it away for a Verdance ping, or as an ideal if they force this first one through, I don't think they can force the second one through, as you're about to say. Damage. Got a second swing. So we feed them this. So I'd like to have kept it, but you don't always get to do that. This could be used to ping, but it's a 7 damage attack, and I think I'm going to keep it. That plus this scalding maybe will be a very big hit. So I've only got 6 block. Again, we can work with that. Pass on this first block entirely. I think it's about this to be honest. I'm just being an idiot. I think that's really what we put in. I kept thinking like I'm going to block with the killing, but I've got the scalding to block with. I just about a little brain fart. This. And I wanted to keep it, especially because like you can crack the healing potion to it and get like a good 4 ping. 3 life and 4 damage is a really nice, get 7 out of it. But I just don't want to risk anything here. Like if they are going to come in with it, I don't want to be on the back foot. And like this is a perfectly good hand, throw 7, I can arsenal this if they're not doing anything else. I'm thinking with the double provoke, they're probably not doing anything else. It's just taking a risk basically. If I gave them the root bound instead, which was tempting. And as I say, the root bound into the arsenal is really nice, and I'm getting about 4 value either way, right? So, I mean, I don't even know how you value this versus Dawnblade getting a counter. That's infinite value, right? Going from that, we'll see. Doesn't matter to me either way, to be honest. But yeah, it's interesting comment as well is that they cannot actually fatigue me out as long as I keep 1 copy of Everbloom in my deck. Can do that forever. The last copy of Everbloom needs to not block. We can put other stuff and just start hitting them very hard in the face. This hit, and then we accept Dawnblade after that. So this is probably going to be a good lesson here in terms of I'm not going to use this carapace on this second swing. But take the 4 and have the carapace to deny them next turn than anything else, because that first Dawnblade is. What's the point? They can't even swing it twice, can they? So that would be the plan just for comment. But yeah, I keep forgetting she actually has to hit to get that second thing right. Yeah, like if you can full block the first one, it's really solid into a high. I kind of forget how Dory works sometimes. It's a fairly easy matchup, and I don't tend to have to think a lot of the time. So my choice last turn was whether or not to felling them or throw the arcane damage. The arcane damage is great because she cannot block most of it, which makes it very, very potent. The felling, however, threatens much harder and takes more hand. What I'm hoping to force her into here is she'll go down to 3 cards, and what is often seen as a good way to play into the felling is to just full block it and make me do another turn. But that gives me all the tempo. So I just get to look at my hand and decide what I'm doing with it all. I might not be able to use the full grip of 4, but I will, I can definitely do optimal things with the majority of hands, which is kind of where we're at here. And yet you can sort of see here, like she's going pretty hard on the blocking. This is even better for me to some degree. Like that Dawnblade is not hitting this coming turn, not a chance. And I probably only have to use 1 card from hand to do it, which means, I can set up on everything else. Yeah. Okay. Right. I never actually have difficult decisions. I don't think it's difficult. I think we just go for the ether. lining this all up, and they can arcane barrier to their heart's content. The other thing that felling obviously did was just break a load of their gear, which is nice, so I don't have to worry about any sly angles from the grains and stuff like. I mean, this is mostly under their control, not my control, so I don't really care much. But I don't have to worry about there's tokens doing stuff. Try getting them ever closer to lethal is the thing, and blade flurry for arcane. Blocking all of it. I think it's a bad. No, it must be a very bad hand. You're thinking I'm going to need to keep the carapace. I think we do get rid of the carapace from this hand this time. Filling in hand because it gives me more aggression, and they can't let this felling through. Basically, I think it just gets to take another turn. But now they're in a really precarious place because if I find an arcane damage spell, they're dead. Yeah, though. So red. Because the easiest thing to play, so I don't want to block with it. There's a burn bear left. Lots of options anyway. Slick. Do the other D right. Well, whatever, I'm an idiot. I'm going to throw that in as well, and I was just not paying attention because I'm chatting to you guys. But it is genuinely fine because they're going to come in with this. Big screw up on my part because I'm having to use card I didn't need to use up, but we'll. That's just a huge misplay on me for chatting. This is the problem sometimes with Talishar games that you just you do dumb stuff. right? Like, this won't block it anymore, so we're not going to use it. We're just going to take the damage. They're going to get a counter. Yeah. I don't think it matters at this stage of the game. Like, I don't think they're going to recover from this. What's this healing potion here? Because it's going to force a card out of their hand, I think. Should have beat that first one. Cool. That's fine. And then we're going to swing this. So that extra bit of hand pressure on them, it means I'm going to be able to reset this Dawnblade if I need to. But more likely I'm just going to get the state where they can't do anything because it's going to require at least 2 cards to get into D-react in hand from that. But they're on a 1-card hand. That Dawnblade's now done. So last turn's mess up dealt with. Eventually I'll find arcane damage and then they're just dead. It's good. We'll send this in for 7 first, and then we're gonna I nearly went let's do go again, and then we can swing for another 7. But I think I can get more out of discarding these. I think. But bear in mind what I'm really, what I know is coming is lethal, right? So this kind of becomes a bit of a muchness. I keep letting that first one in. I'm going to threaten lethal then because they're going to have to AB this. It should have just done that on the first one. Need the second bit, but I'm just going to stack it all up because I can. Yeah. Good game, Dory. I do not know what happened on their turn. Was it turn 3 where that Dawnblade reset? But that cost them the game. I don't know if they misplayed it or if their hand was just absolute trash, but they just needed to make that hit once. They were blocking heavily. So, as I say, it's either they were blocking and they shouldn't have been, they should have been keeping those cards to hit me with, or they were they were just in a dead hand. And it's a shame for them because, that game was theirs to lose at that point. But as I say, once you passed it, the fact that I'm on 9D reacts just makes Dory tend to be very, very easy. You've got good pressure. I ended up on 38 because she just did not get moving. If she does get moving, she's terrifying. But this is always Dorinthea's problem. They can't print her more cards to get her moving because she will be broken and she'll rotate in a month. So she's kind of stuck in a weird little limbo here where I think her deck is it is where it is and it will just very gently earn points as time goes on because she's not a bad deck, she just doesn't do well into defensive people. She's pretty good into aggro mostly. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, enjoyable game to watch. I'll see you in the next one.